Christmas is here, and the city is celebrating in all sorts of ways. This week on TV, Shao checks out a rendition of one of the oldest Christmas ballets ever made, while Christy visits some magical indoor installations that are giving people more places to celebrate this Christmas. The holidays have been just as much about keeping traditions alive as it is about evolving them. Let's see what this year brings. Tim Sato is where the fun begins. Let's see what Shao has to share with us today.
Growing up abroad, I associate Christmas with the cold, playing in the snow, maybe a big homemade family feast. But Hong Kong is a little bit different. We don't really have the cold, nor do we have the space for a big family gathering. So what do? We go out for dinner. Maybe after dinner, we go look at the lights, maybe have a few drinks. Ultimately, Christmas is a time we spend with our loved ones. So this holiday season, let's see what else there is to do. Let's go. Septim, I know you have a lot of different roles. You wear a lot of different hats in this production. So what exactly do you do?
Well, I'm the artistic director of the company, so I'm the head artistic cheese, let's say.
The head cheese?
Yeah.
Yes.
But in this case, for this production, I am the director and choreographer. So I conceived of it and made up every step, worked with designers, worked with the dramaturg, and really put the show together.
In terms of this whole production, what makes it different from all the renditions?
This ballet is quite a Eurocentric roots.
Right.
I, in creating this work, wanted to create something that would become a Hong Kong tradition. And I've always felt that art's at its most powerful if people can see themselves in the work. They can be part of it. So we actually set this work in Hong Kong in 1915, early Hong Kong, at a time when Hong Kong was becoming a cosmopolitan city. The city was beginning to have wealth, and this really wonderful East Meets West fusion was incubating. And the work seeks to celebrate Hong Kong's history, culture, natural beauty, its food traditions. It's really a big mashup of what Hong Kong is, our inherited memories of Hong Kong.
Is it unusual to have so much history and information kind of packed into a classical ballet show?
It is unusual. Actually, even when telling stories, our language, the language of ballet, is really metaphorical.
Right.
We're not really a medium to teach history. So there are tons of historical details embedded into this production, but really they're there to excite audiences, inspire audiences about the beauty of the place in which they live. But at its core, the work is really not about all that.
Right.
It's about this wonderful story of this young girl coming of age and finding herself. And as she becomes a grown-up, she retains that childlike wonderment. And it's also a wonderful celebration of the way multiple generations of families come together at the holidays. At the end of the day, it's a celebration of our humanity.
Right, right. And I mean, I feel like you've gathered so much information about local, Hong Kong, information. How long have you lived here for?
I arrived in 2017 and right away knew I wanted to create a new production that would be a tradition for Hong Kong, something that would celebrate the holidays and bring people together. And we premiered it in 2021, so 4 years. So it kind of incubated during that time. I did tons of research, partnered with many, many organizations and individuals, and 4 years later, we have a new tradition.
And what would you say the main takeaway you want for the audience member in the show?
I think this production serves three things. One is this production is certainly a port of entry to young people into the world of ballet. The second is for real ballettomanes, real dance goers. I have really challenged the dancers. This is a hard ballet. There's virtuosity galore. I present a work that has this, physical excitement, actually. And the third is I would want that message of retaining a childlike approach to the world and valuing family and multiple generations during the holidays, this celebration of who we are as Hong Kong people, to be really singing in people's hearts as they leave the theater.
That's beautiful. Stephanie, what is your role for the show?
I'm the assistant of wardrobe director.
Okay.
So my main job duty is to manage all the costumes, and I also supervise the dressers in the show and manage all the quick changes.
That's a stressful job.
Let them know
So
what to
everything
do.
we just walked through has gone by you.
Yes, I'll say that.
Wow, and I mean, we're looking at some beautiful pieces here.
Yeah.
And so, who wears this beautiful dress?
Well, this is actually the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the main girl in the show.
And this, I can't even imagine how long a piece like this would take. So, tell us approximately how long from beginning to end to this.
It almost takes us half a year just to figure out the construction of the costume. Yeah, it almost like half a year before we can actually start.
Is there one in particular that maybe gave you the hardest time, or ones that's more on the memorable side of constructing?
The most memorable one, I will say, is the Bohemia costume. Yeah, so it's a Hong Kong flower that represents Hong Kong. So while we were constructing the Bohemia flower, because we had to put petals and petals, layers of petals together, and it's for the quarter ballet as well, so we need to make 20 of them. We don't have a very big working place here, so when we were working on that one, it's just pink and green everywhere in our workshop. It's just like a garden.
What are these used for?
Oh, these are actually for the little kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it is from a dim sum scene.
Right.
Yeah, so the dim sum mother, she comes out, actually he comes out.
Progressive.
Yeah, with a bamboo steamer skirt. And all the little kids will be coming out from the bamboo steamer and they'll dance on stage. And the little kids are the dim sums.
And I just, from my peripheral, I see these, I guess they're wearing, these are what the kids wear?
Yes, this is what they wear, and it's sitting on their waist. It's just like a tutu.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still wrapping my head around all these elements and how extravagant these pieces are. It's beautiful. So, have you done this production before?
Yeah, so we did this production last year. We had the premiere. Production, some version of it is done in most ballet companies all over the world.
Right. In this particular production, how many characters or roles are you playing this time?
So this year I'm doing 5 in total. I'm one of the mothers in the party scene. I'm the mother in the so-called elegant family.
Okay.
That's probably the first role and probably my least technical role of the show. The next part I play is the Snow Queen. So she's in the snow scene and she's bringing the snow and leading her snowflakes.
That's fun.
The next one is the White Snake.
Ooh.
The White Snake. I'm the lead cockatoo, and I'm also the Dewdrop Fairy, which is probably the most technical role that I do in the show.
That's, that's pretty impressive. 5 roles. In this production, obviously, the cast and crew are so big, and you spend so much time with them. I bet they kind of become family. You see these people every day, more or less, do you not?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the dancers in the company are kind of like my brothers and sisters.
Right.
We share a lot together. In the performance, most of what I'm dancing, I have a partner, or I'm surrounded by the women of the corps. So it's not, even though I'm doing soloist roles, I'm not really alone on stage very much.
Right.
Like, it's very much a family feeling, even in the studio, because what we do is incredibly difficult, so we need the support of each other. We are each other's family.